I started fabrication on the roll cage. I've had the kit a few weeks, but I've had to patch the floor up and get it prepared to actually mount a cage into. So it's been a lot of work from the ground up, just getting this thing just ready to put a cage in. Of course, I don't really know what I'm doing. The first mistake I did was I wasted a night beating these and shaping these spreader plates for the windshield posts in the wrong location. I had gotten in my head that's where I wanted them, because this floor pan support runs right under there, under the pedals. So that's pretty much the strongest part of the floor up there. That's where I wanted it, but my kit is pre-made, it's pre-cut length parts. And this sill bar, for example, is 40 3/4 inches, which is essentially from the front to the back of the door opening. So I don't really have that leeway, considering this is pretty much where the main hoop goes, or wants to go. You just I've been playing with it and positioning it, and we actually tested it with the seat in the car a few weeks ago, and this is actually where we put it. And I went back and forth and spent way too much time this evening trying to find a different position, and it just kind of naturally fell back to this. So I got this plate shaped. It fits in this corner diagonal pretty well. I need a few minor tweaks to it, but it won't be too bad. And I have these mount boxes, which are nice. You can cut the post short, and then once you got everything kind of tacked and welded and everything, you can just set it down off the boxes and weld the tops without having to cut any holes or trap doors in your floor. And it just adds more strength. I think it adds a little more strength. You have your spreader plate plus the structure of that box. It just kind of makes things a little stronger. I didn't know what I was ordering. When I ordered the kit from Roll Cage Components, I just selected every option. I didn't really know what I was doing. But I think it turned out to be a fortunate mistake. Yeah, because I was thinking I could run those windshield posts behind this bar, and move the ECM over a little bit, but there won't be any way to reach that far. And I tried seeing how far forward I could push this main hoop. The problem is you start pushing your roof hoop too far forward, and then it stops making sense. And this, putting it in line with the frame and the body here, puts it, mating up, kind of right here, so that's clearly where he did his measurements from. So you get some instructions, but they're pretty generic instructions, and I don't know, I'm sure someone's put one of these kits in one of these, but they don't document it. There's only one other tracker that I'm aware of that's run Lemons, and they had a bespoke cage made by a fabricator. So I reached out to him just for some more pictures and kind of what they did. I'm pretty sure he had X bars. I have NASCAR style bars, but it didn't really matter. So yeah, I did the same thing over here. I wanted that spreader plate going right there on that support under the floor pan, and so I could use the full height of the box. I wanted the full height of the boxes. The one thing about that is it would make my sill bar run really high, and then you add the two door bars, which they're 1.5 inches, and there's a 5.5 inch spreader and a 6 inch spreader, and so you end up with 14.5 inches or so on top of that sill bar, which would put it towards the top of the door. You figure you start right there, you can go all the way up to there. It may be impossible to get out of this thing if it was that tall. So I'm going to shorten the boxes a little bit so I can run that sill bar just above the rocker panel right there, just kind of right above that lip. So I shouldn't have to notch this was the old seat mount. strengthening a ridge, whatever it is. Yeah, it's just a lot of little prep work, and I should have the boxes in this weekend. That's really the biggest fabrication part, is, you know, just getting these spreader plates and boxes. Of course, there's a couple more spreader plates that go in the back. You know, that's pretty flat, and that's not hard. And I also ordered the foot bars, which go in there, but again, those are pretty flat. So once the boxes are in and the geometry of the cage starts to take shape, it should go pretty smoothly. You do have to trim these sill bars and door bars and windshield posts to fit. So there'll be a lot of measuring twice and cutting once there. But once those posts are in, you got the hoop in and the roof and the main hoops in, it's pretty, you know, after that it's a lot smaller stuff. Just gotta be careful about the rear diagonals and belt bars and all that. I'll probably have to remake this seat mount too. It's sitting a bit high, which is unfortunate because our steering wheel is not adjustable. I think I'm gonna have to just take this one off and get a quick release so we can get in and out of this thing more easily. Because I may push it forward. We'll see. I don't know, this seat height might be okay. I'll get the cage in and find out, because the distance to the back is fine. There's no issues there. Let's really make sure we have enough roof clearance for our tallest driver, and just get in a good position. Because I like to be a little closer to the steering wheel. But with the cage and cage running and all that, it's gonna be hard to get in and out.